What's going on, guys? Back, and today we got a brand new video on Bitcoin because it's crashing and burning. Everyone's freaking out. Is the bear market here? What's going on? But is anything actually really going on? So we'll look into that, see if there's anything meaningful actually happening with Bitcoin, as well as some things going on that are still bullish for this as being like a buy the dip opportunity for a lot of people. But if you are not subscribed, make sure you smash that sub button because we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. But we can hop into this Bitcoin stuff. We can look at the price chart right here, right now. So this is the daily one. You can see nothing, major. I mean, we're underneath the 59,600 support level, but we wick down to 56, back up to 58 right now. Just basically massive volatility. If we zoom in on like a super small time frame, like this minute, and then we got an uptrend here, and we have where it was hitting its head about right here. So we kind of got this little triangle going on. I know that's a technical thing for a lot of people, but we'll see. Maybe we could see this live within right now. See if it breaks above this. It wicked above it. We're getting right there right now, just breaking above it, wicking above it again. So are we going to break to the upside of this? And, that would be maybe a small move up. But see, like looking back, this has been a lot of times been interacting with this. And now it's getting a trend line up and interacting with this. So we'll see how it goes. What is this line? 58,100, basically 106. What the top of this line is. I don't think it really means that much short term. Maybe we get back up, try and get back to 58.5. I mean, I don't know. Maybe try and get back to this 60K. I don't think this little move would be enough to do that. But there are things going on in exchanges, net flows, and the reason for all of this, where we see this massive, down move, is the liquidations that are going on. These things, people, leverage traders, got really overheated, really greedy. They wanted to make tons of money, and they dumped money into the leverage market. The funding rates were massive. There was huge incentives for people to come in and go against the longs, and that's what we're seeing right now, is that the longs getting wrecked, and a flush of this leverage. We've seen it time and time again. Even on charts like this, you can even look back to even moves down like this could be leverage flushes, but moves down more like these two are like leverage flushes. And it just happens over a period of time where people the leverage needs to get flushed out in order to move higher. You cannot go up forever, and you cannot take leverage forever without getting punished. And then once this leverage is gone, we'll be in a much better position. Even looking at the leverage data, again, we looked at this a couple days ago when it was really bad, and it's still really up there, almost $500 million in 24 hours rec. It was almost $1 billion the other day, so we're talking about tons of money. You go to just Bitcoin to see this, and you can see it's slowing down. So the massive drop here, which started at like 64K, massive liquidations of longs, $783 million in longs liquidated, 232, 200, 155. So we're moving down and trying to flush these longs out. Like we said, if you flush them out, then you move higher, then you can continue going up. And then at some point, longs will get over levered again, and they'll get flushed out again. And that's what these moves down are going to be until there's a lot more regulation involved. Right now, you can 10x, 100x leverage your money. You can do extreme risk, and then when you get liquidated, it just cascade liquidation. And you see that happen all the time in crypto right now. And we're seeing it right now. Almost $200 million in liquidations in the last 24 hours. So this event, so these liquidating longs, is closer to these three in the middle here, instead of this massive one where we had $3 billion liquidated and made a big move down. So if we look at this, like the price setup here of these three, you see it go down, get choppy, and then recover afterwards. That's probably what we're going to see here once we get through these longs being liquidated. And then it'll be a little sideways trading, a little choppy for a bit, and then we can get a move upwards. And that's kind of what we're seeing with the hash rate. We love to talk about the hash rate. It's like a fundamental thing of Bitcoin. But again, overlaying it over this chart here, and I just outlined this line away. So the white line is the hash rate, and then the green line, obviously the Bitcoin price. You see the correlation dip down, and then the real big collapse. Then this continued to dip down, and we saw it kind of bottom out before the price did. And this is where it turned into kind of this leading indicator for short-term things, at least. And long-term, you see massive recovery, massive recovery. So it long-term looks very good, and then short-term, it kind of leads the price where you see it start going up. You see the Bitcoin price oversold compared to the hash rate. So it recovers and it follows the hash rate up. And then right here, there's a downturn in hash rate, but the price really fell. So it's severely oversold right here. And then it rallied up very quickly back to the hash rate. And then it got overbought right here for a bit. And then it came back down to the hash rate. And you see it kind of hovering around there. And then the hash rate, this spike up actually coincides with this one right here. This is the newest one. So right now, what this would kind of be closer to is if we put this on the edge of the chart, like right here, somewhere about there. And we see it getting overbought, comes back down to the hash rate. Now it's being oversold with the hash rate having a really nice move up. So in the short term, we might be able to see a move up because the hash rate's moving up and the price is oversold. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen right away, because like we saw in this area where it got oversold compared to the hash rate, it didn't happen super quickly, and the hash rate got choppy but recovered, and then got real choppy up here and still continued to recover. But the price was oversold for a long time until it reached or came back with the hash rate. So it's not something that's going to happen in the next couple days. Could it? Absolutely. Does it have to? No. And that's the biggest problem with the leverage markets right now, is there's just the $100,000 price target for the end of the year. Everyone's looking at that, and leverage traders are saying, well, if I have this much money, if I have $10,000, let's just do let's do $1 to keep the math super simple. If I have $1 and I can go leverage that to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, and the price from here goes to 100,000, that'd be a little bit more than a double, but let's just say double. They'd be able to turn the $100 into $200. So you'd be able to take $1 and turn it into $200. That's what people are doing on a much bigger scale with like $1,000, $10,000 and stuff. But when there's down moves, you just get liquidated, you're done. You lose your money. So that's the biggest problem with leverage and the thoughts right now in the leverage market and leverage traders. And even with on-chain stuff, we're still seeing bullish moves. You know, on-chain data, 1.9 billion in Bitcoin flowed into exchanges, but 2.6 billion flowed out. So $710 million left exchanges, buying the dip event from people, most likely kind of just coming in, seeing this massive discount in Bitcoin and going ahead and buying it up, taking out, putting it in cold storage, doing whatever with it. The other ones, I mean, Ethereum, I'm seeing an inflow actually, which is so maybe more downside there. And then Tether, I mean, I don't know why people would outflow Tether. So, but we also, you can have the chart here, obviously. So this green was like, this was Tesla news. Tesla stops accepting Bitcoin, doing all this stuff. China ban, all the FUD, everything came at once. This was a massive inflow. And now we're seeing massive outflows still. And we didn't see inflows when the price rallied to new all-time highs. So people weren't interested in selling at 69,000, or at least people who are holding Bitcoin aren't interested in selling it. And now they are continuing to take Bitcoin off of exchanges, this dip, and now it's at a 3-year high. It's the highest in 3 years of an outflow of Bitcoin at 145,000 Bitcoin have left exchanges in the past month. So it's not a massively important kind of metric to look at, but it does show supply coming out of the market. So it can change very quickly. So that's why it's not super important, but it just kind of shows supply dynamic and people's interest in Bitcoin at these prices. And just to end this video off with a meme, this is exactly what's just so funny about psychology of people and invested in markets and things, that they'll look at this down 10%, down 11%, and say, oh my God, this is so bad, this sucks, when they're up 900% still. So it's just funny, like people were saying Bitcoin's dead and over at when it was at 30K, and now it's 58,000. People say Bitcoin's dead, it's over, and it's $28,000 higher than it was the first time they said that. So psychology will always be an interesting thing. That's gonna do it for this video with Bitcoin. A crash, who really cares at this point? I mean, you should be looking at Bitcoin longer term, 5 years from now, or at least 4 years from now, 5 years, 10 years, and seeing how it's moving forward and the market changing from retail to institutional to only 2% of the planet actually has Bitcoin when 100% of the planet needs Bitcoin. So it's just something to keep in mind. And always remember, time in the market always beats timing the market. But as always, guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next video.